Hey Pisces, this is your March 2024 tarot reading. This is going to be looking at what's been going on in February. We're going to move into Pisces season around the 19th of February this year, so we will take this reading forward through the month of March as well. And of course, continue to look at how things are playing out for you as the sun leaves your sign, moves into Aries, and we finish with an eclipse on March 25th. So it's roughly a 6-week overview from when you're watching it, but just take what resonates when it does. My intention for this reading is to reach you at the right time when you need to hear it. Let's look at what's been going on for you, and we will pull more cards to clear things up. The Fool card. Okay, so what's been happening in February is this kind of building up to all these new experiences that you're about to start having. You've actually already begun this really new chapter of your whole life journey at this time. The Fool card is the first card of the deck, and there's a real optimism around this card. I feel like you're really light in your energy. You know, you have days where you feel the density. Of course, you're only human, but it feels like lately there's been a spring in your step. There has been a song in the air, and you're singing a tune, and you're kind of just like vibing along. I kind of see you walking down the street vibing and smiling at people, and you know what, as cheesy and as corny as this is going to sound, the world is smiling back at you lately, Pisces. We're going to dig a little deeper into what this new journey, sense of discovery of self, what kind of new experiences you're having when we pull more cards to go deeper. But for some, you know, you're learning a new technique, you got a new pet, you're trying out a new style, or you're just ready for a different kind of optimistic and exciting chapter of your life to just begin. The Page of Pentacles is coming through for the month of March. Happy birthday, Pisces, to the February Pisces and the March Pisces, whoever is watching. This is going to be great. You know, you're feeling and looking good for your season this year. The Page of Pentacles is talking about, of course, more new experience, right? So interesting, this deck is we're seeing like a manicurist. I think that's the technician. I actually think that you're more the person behind the scenes this month, not like behind the scenes because we have Saturn in Pisces and it's a big deal for all your mastery and your leveling up and all this responsibility and maturity that's just been happening for you. But I just see you as the person doing the job this month rather than the person you might be getting your nails done. Of course, you might be up, you know, kind of getting a nice style or something done to beautify yourself. Of course, that could happen. It's your birthday season. I'd expect nothing less. But I do see you as this technician here in the background, trying out something else for somebody else. So to me, this story here is like this technician is like, hey, I've kind of gotten this new idea, because the Page of Pentacles is all about new experience and like ideas and communicating your ideas, and you kind of say like, how do you feel if you're kind of my guinea pig this month, or can I try something out on you, can I experiment? So you're kind of feeling experimental, you're into kind of like freshness and doing something that's a little different, and you're kind of trying it out for the first time in a way. But some of you have like had a lot of experience, at least like downloading ideas and things like that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like a very important conversation happens in March. We'll just have to look into it and see what comes up when we shuffle and pull more cards. As we're looking at the energy towards the end of the month, we see the Knight of Wands. Whatever you're waiting on arriving this month arrives right on time, and it keeps you busy, and it comes quickly. So if this is a package, if this is a visitor, if this is the birth of an idea or a download, whatever it is you have been waiting on, it comes in, and it comes in hot, and it comes in just when it is supposed to this month. The end of the month looks very busy. The eclipse at the end of the month in the sign of Libra. It's a lunar eclipse, so that's a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra, with the south node of cleansing, of clearing, of purifying. And this is really kind of about a shedding of an old, like we have new, and exciting building up this whole reading. So I feel like the eclipse is really just a matter of like seeing what you've basically fully outgrown this month by the end of the month. The thing that I'm picking up on, Pisces, is that like other people aren't ready. There might be a false start this month because it's not you who's not ready, Pisces, it's the other people. You know, they say, oh sorry, I can't do this right now, I've got a delay, let's reconfigure. That might come up. If that's the case, there's a little bit of fear that comes through there. The Empress card is wonderful with the 9 of Cups. Oh yes, this is very gifted, very blessed, very abundant. Like, oh my God, you are going to be dripping in swag this month, Pisces. You're really going to just be blessed and enriched. And the 9 of Cups is very Jupiterian, you know, Pisces. That's very you this season, where you can really, you know, Pisces season is always a great time to manifest because it's limitless, because it is the motto, I believe. It's the sign of dreams. And you know, you kind of always got your toe dipped into the other side or another world, and this Pisces season I feel like is a time to really immerse yourself in like going big, going bold, receiving a lot of blessings and a really big gift this month. So it's an extra special birthday season. The Empress, pure abundance, Venus, pleasure, joy, money. Nice. We're gonna have to talk about Saturn and Pisces at some stage, but I'm just not gonna be that black cloud just yet. Although I think Saturn and Pisces has now shifted into this. I mean, Saturn moved into Pisces this time a year ago. So we've been dealing with Saturn and Pisces, and we will continue to deal with Saturn and Pisces all the way through to 2025, right? And Saturn is about mastery, maturity, and I think Pisces, you're starting to see where you are being called A, to mature, but B, where you're going to be a master in this lifetime, right? What is your challenge? What is your kind of like trial and tribulation ultimately leading to a massive reward? And I think that's what Saturn and Pisces is looking like for you at the moment, which is nice. It's like a little bit more of the rewarding side of Saturn rather than just the ball busting. This looks really optimistic. So let's look at the Fool card and let's go deeper into what February has been looking like for you. What's been going on with you, Pisces? Well, this is putting me in a good mood. I'm a Pisces, so let's have it. Nice. Abundance and money and self-sufficiency. 9 of Pentacles, success. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so that's nice grounded energy. Okay, so you're high as a kite at this time in your life, Pisces. It might not always feel like that. Like I said, there's always a range of emotions to be experienced as we journey this realm. But Pisces, maybe because you're so absorbent and because you're so sponge-like in quality, it's a formless, fishy kind of sort of slippery energy at times. You can pick up a lot of other people's positive and negative emotion, right? So I like to see, as you're floating on air, as your vibration is just riding high and there's just this kind of anything is possible. The world is my oyster. What's beginning? Like you're really feeling very alive. I like to see that this earthy pentacle energy has been coming through recently as well, where, you know, there's no delusion here. This is actually, it's as good as it seems. So don't doubt that, because that's only going to get in your way. So lately, Pisces, you have been both beginning and journeying towards the culmination of a material goal, a financial goal, or something you set out to do for yourself on your own, right? So as the month of February draws to a close, you can really see how far you've come as a kind of like on this, you know, we have community, we have family, we have lovers, we have friends. They're all here to walk this path alongside us. But there are ultimately parts of the journey, and maybe the ultimate part of the journey is something to do with your own solo endeavors, right? This is your party. The Nine of Pentacles, and you're really starting to see come late February into March how much you've accomplished, how much of this you've accomplished on your own, I think is the main thing. You could be dealing with a Virgo in the month of February into March. And I feel like, a Virgo or not, the Nine of Pentacles is you feeling extremely satisfied as you end the month of February. And even though you think that this new beginning is going to be like, it's going to take its time, it's going to build, and it's going to kind of like be a very step by step. It's not really something that I think just you start it and then you finish this goal like in a quick way. You've just finished something or brought something to fruition that's taken you a long time to get there with it. You did it, and it's a stellar job, really job well done with the Nine of Pentacles when we see that. And then as you embark on a new journey and a new beginning, it also has the quality of time, of due diligence, of step by step, sometimes methodical, sometimes even kind of boring. But you know what? You get there in the end, and you kind of know that what's worth starting out for you at this time in your life. It's not flash in the pan. You're gonna want it to be exciting. I get that, but it is worth knowing, I think, that what you're starting out is part of a long-term commitment and plan, and that's just the nature of it, I think. So the month of March is overall filled with ideas, new experiences, learning techniques, mastering techniques. We have Saturn in Pisces. Mastering a skill, mastering communication. What else could it be? The main gist is you are an authority in March, and people are coming to you to hear what you have to say. Page of Pentacles is about a communication. So you're the one with the message, I think, Pisces. I don't necessarily think it's you waiting on a message. You're the one that's going to have the final say, and it has to be like that. It's part of your evolution, I guess, and probably because you're mutable water. You're the last sign of the zodiac. You're the cherry on top. It has to be you, Pisces, that puts that cherry on top and really is the person with the last say in this, and you do it very gracefully. You do it from a place of making others feel good about it as well. Let's look into the Page of Pentacles. Some of you are really experimenting with a new look this month, which is fun. It looks great. Yeah, I like that for you. The Empress again. Okay, so she really wants to hone in on the energy of the birth of beauty in your world. The Empress is the mother, so the birth, you might be having a birth in March, birthing an idea. And here we have our Nine of Cups again. These guys were just dying to get out of the deck. We have your card here at the bottom of the deck, the Moon card, the card of Pisces. So let's let this card come out and join the party. So it is a party in March. I mean, I'm sure you're going to celebrate yourself, but it looks like you are being just gifted with, it's everything you deserve, but more, I think. And that is so special. You're really on your throne, and you're just being kind of like regaled. Is that a word? I feel like people are like, hallelujah, Pisces, like, look at you. You're very exuberant this month. I'm really pleased to see this. Of course, as a Pisces, I'm delighted. The Empress card is the birth. It's the mother. It's the birth of a feeling. It's the birth of an idea. It's the birth of feeling at a certain way in the world. And these are things you really care about, and people really care about you. And it's all love around you in the month of March. Of course, I'm thrilled to see this. I'm actually due my baby in March, so I'm feeling like I'm the Empress, right? My hydrangeas, my throne, my bump, the archetypal mother. But of course, this could be the same situation for you, Pisces. But the Empress is just that pure love, gratitude, the frequency of very high self-esteem, self-worth, and it's very much connected to love. So feeling in love with yourself, the world around you, and it's very much about what you're receiving too. So like this sort of technician, you're doing something for other people that make them feel good. And because you're a Pisces, and because the blessing of, here we have Jupiter in Pisces, the expansion of Pisces, the what else would we say about Jupiter in Pisces? It is limitless. It's magical, right? Because of that ability that you just have when you trust, when you surrender, which is the moon card energy, trust and surrender, you're really going to be rewarded. And I just want that for you, Pisces. So I really am recommending just to give out to the world, trust and surrender that will be returned, Empress number 3, threefold. And look at you. You're like, oh my God, you cooked me my favorite meal, glass of champagne. There could be a celebration. You're probably being celebrated. Why wouldn't you be, right? March looks amazing. And then as we enter Aries season, we have the Knight of Wands, which is a fiery energy. And it's actually like, oh, this is happening now. Okay, am I ready? Yeah, you're ready, you're ready, but it's fast and it's just on time. That's what I'm hearing. It's just on time. I should really reflect that, reflect on this. You're going to be getting something quite luxurious this month, a gift, a blessing, something very abundant. So whatever you feel enriched by, that's really coming through. Good food, fancy clothes, a pet, an experience, a trip, a journey. That's the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, which is basically known as the Little Empress. So it's just a reiteration of abundance, wealth, and spoiled. You're spoiled rotten, or you're being spoiled, and I love it. Be spoiled. That's what's happening on your current timeline. That's what's meant to be happening on your current timeline. You might be being showered with love and affection. Eat it up. The Knight of Wands I think I'm thinking that this will go a little deeper. Maybe, maybe not. It's been so exuberant, and the spring in your step, and just like the birds are singing, and Pisces is just floating on air. But there is an eclipse at the end of the month, so we should look into that. But there's a real sense of timeliness with it, you're like, oh, I expected this. It's quick, and it's direction, and it's force, and it's landing, and it's definitely got oomph, but you're like, this feels exactly right. The Eight of Swords in reverse, which is an interesting change in the pace, I get that. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So we're seeing two reversals now, which tell me about where the blocks are for you. And you get to enjoy Pisces season pretty much in a magical Piscean kind of way, which is amazing. And there's no but. The Knight of Wands is still great. Something lands, something picks up. The pace changes from around the 20th of March onwards, and it's all systems go. But it's bringing me to this false start, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's something that doesn't align, okay? And like I said earlier, Pisces, I don't think it's you. I think it's other people aren't ready to accept, other people aren't ready to embrace, other people aren't ready to do the Saturn and Pisces work that you've been doing, the mastery. Because before the mastery comes, we really have to take a lot of radical self-responsibility. And some people aren't ready to do that, but you've been doing that, and it's, aside from when you were a child, of course, when you were truly blameless, everything that happens to us in our life. And the shadow of Pisces is the victim, the martyr. We know this. We've read it in every pop astrology book and more since we've been interested in it being a Pisces. But as we heal and truly do the work, and some of the deepest parts of doing the work and the shadow work is radical self-responsibility. What was my role, no matter, and responsibility is not the same as taking blame, but what was my role contributing to every single situation in my life? Very minute, maybe, for sure. Maybe it was just taking the wrong route home one day, okay? But radical self-responsibility comes with enormous healing and I'm sure like even more Pisces limitlessness. But some people just haven't gone there yet. So, it can be a matter of time. I mean, if somebody had have said something to me, a certain situation was brought to my attention a year ago, I probably would have wanted to punch them in the face. But now, having reflected on that situation, healed and taken responsibility, I can be like, you know what, they were kind of right. I just wasn't ready to hear that truth yet. So there's a real kind of sense that other people, I think at this point, just aren't ready to hear certain truths. They're just not ready to embrace them. The Eight of Swords in reverse. The blindfold is still on for many, okay? And if this is for you, Pisces, you're turning the other cheek, the blindfold is on. The idea is that you're really only restricting yourself. Although, like I said at the start, I do feel like this is other people's lack of readiness to face, to embrace, to go with you on this journey. But you're not stopping by the end of the month, you're not slowing down. In fact, you're actually only just beginning, which is the exciting thing, because it's all about new experiences for you lately and it's building, and it's kind of like here I come, coming in hot, got the pizza, gotta go again, but it arrives just on time, it's hot and it's tasty, and it's just that some people aren't ready for that new flavor, okay? New flavor of you, new flavor of truth, new flavor of the journey you're on, but you've a real sense of direction. The Eight of Swords in reverse talks about a fear, and it talks about the blocks that we put in our own way. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's a missed opportunity, it's a unaligned goal, it's an unaligned desire, it's delay, restriction, it's a no, it's a not for you. And when we are in a certain sort of like denial, and again, I just don't know if it's you, Pisces, it seems like it's other people, but it might be worth, saying that your radical self-responsibility, right? You have a part to play here too. That's probably where that comes in. They're just not ready for the mastery, right? Because then Pisces can be a little bit slept on here and there, okay? Silly. But it's because sometimes Pisces has a very passive nature. Sometimes it's because there is more of a flow state there, right? And water can be gentle. But, things are changing for Pisces. I'm going to link my 2024 year ahead reading that I did for the sign of Pisces under this video so that you can have a peek there. And it was really about like Pisces not kind of playing behind the scenes anymore. I feel like that's you. You're like, I'm not the one. I'm serving. I'm still of service. I'm still wanting to do good for others. But, you're really wanting to be seen this year. Anyway, some people just aren't ready for the new direction, and you might kind of let that sponge-like quality of yours absorb some of that fear, absorb some of that. It's like the black pill, right? You're like, oh, maybe I'll just put the blindfold on too. It might be easier. I don't know, but so you might absorb some of that negative emotion, negative sentiment. there is like people around you that are like still complaining a lot, still in the victim mindset a lot. And it's hard for you to relate at this time, unfortunately, because you're just riding that really high wave. And it's kind of like rocket launching energy with the Knight of Wands. It's one of the fastest, most sort of directed energies in the whole deck. So it's kind of going to be hard for you to just draw to a halt, you know. You could put your back out. And you look around you and you notice at the end of the month, you're like, that person can't catch a break. That person, I am noticing that things aren't going well for them, you know, and you wish that you could talk to them about this buoyancy and about this law of attraction and what other universal laws that are just kind of laws of the universe. I mean, who's to argue with that? Law of attraction, law of vibration, law of relativity. You know, you wish you could speak to them about these kind of things, or even in your own words, like, but again, some people just wouldn't be ready to hear that, and it could be quite triggering for people. I guess, you know, you would be then giving them an opportunity to sort of heal the wounds that are still there, sure, but, you know, Pisces, it might be better just to ride the wave you're on. And Nine of Pentacles, again, that's like the focus on self. It's been working so far. And that could be a little bit of a observation. Yeah, things don't align for that person, or they're always finding a reason to complain. And the Empress is pure gratitude. So I think it's kind of true, right? Like, people who are grateful always seem to have something to be grateful for. And then people who are not, or people who complain, well, they always have something to complain about. Pisces, I'll link below your year ahead reading. Have a wonderful birthday month. Feel free to subscribe. I would love that. I'd love to hear from you. I will also link like the latest astrological video I did on Pluto and Aquarius. It's a big deal, I'm sure. You've heard a lot of astrologers, you know, yammering on about that as well. But it was great to talk to you. As always, enjoy your season. Bye.